It's 2023. The YouCut Video Editor app has so many updates since my last beginner's guide. And today we're going to do another beginner's guide on using the YouCut Video Editor app. It is a free video editor app that you can get from the Play Store with no watermark. Okay, so we'll take it from the start. As you enter into the app itself, you'll see these two here. This one here, when you tap on it, you can choose to start a new project or pick off from wherever other projects you had started and never got a chance to finish editing or save. Okay, you can tap here to browse through all your other drafts, if ever. And here, let's talk about this here quickly. This here is just templates, video templates that you can use for yourself. Some are free, some are not, and some of them may get a copyright. So just be careful with which ones you decide to go with, all right? But I want to mainly talk about the tools of this video editor app and give you an idea of how this works. This is a beginner's guide. Once again, if you know about this app, you know how to use it, then maybe this may not be for you, okay, this video here. So let's go ahead and start with a new project. When you select new project, the first thing you'll be introduced with is video, photo, and all the files on your device, which is mainly videos and photos, okay? This menu here, this is a drop-down menu. I'm not going to select that because there are things in here that I cannot show on YouTube. But when you select that, it's going to give you a list of all the files, albums that you have saved on your device, where you can go into it and find that particular video that you have saved or photo to edit. All right. Other than that part here, you got material, which is another new set of features where you can get yourself some video intros, some blank templates as the background videos, and beginning videos, intros, outros, videos that can be blended using the blend tool, which we'll get into that soon. And that's where the PIP tool comes in. You also have some of these here which will fall into different seasons of the year or throughout the year, okay? And you can use these to your advantage, especially using the green screen here. We'll use that with the chroma tool. All that stuff here we're gonna take a look at, all right? So let's go ahead and pull up a video and dive into it and get started. As you enter, you'll notice all these tools here. I'll go through all of them as quick as possible. This is going to be a very long video, by the way. But the first thing you'll see is your timeline here, which is the video you're editing. If you want to get a better view of everything on this particular video, you can take your two fingers and shrink it to get a better overview of your video. It's just shrinking the view, not shrinking the length of the video, just so you know that, okay? And you can always bring it back once again to how it was. Right here, you'll see unmute or mute the clip. Basically, if your video has some audio there and you want to completely just remove all the audio from it quickly as possible, just tap here. It's gonna mute it, and you can always come back and select it again to unmute it, okay? Now, one thing to keep in mind throughout this editing tutorial here, this is a undo option. So any mistakes, for as long as you have not saved your video yet, if you just did an edit and it's a mistake, you can choose to undo. So for example, say I just inserted a sticker here or a split, or I deleted a part of the video and then I realized that was a mistake. Before moving on to the next step or the next edit, be sure to just quickly select undo here, and it's gonna remove that last edit, all right? To give you some peace of mind. We got the trim section here, which you can choose to trim the part of your video from the front or the end part. You also got cut, which will allow you to delete parts of your video. This may get confusing sometimes, and using the split here as well. I'll show you a better way and a more convenient way to do this. So if you want to trim your video, you'll tap on the timeline area here, and you'll notice now there is these panels right here. When you pull on these panels, you're trimming the beginning part of your video. If you take it to the very end, you have another panel here at the end, and you can bring it to the left. That's trimming the video from the end, all right? Now, if you want to split, use the split tool, all right? Let's say we're like this here. I'll tap here again. You'll see these set of tools appear. You'll notice you have trim again, split again. Split here, wherever this orange line is, and you tap on split, that's gonna insert a split. And one thing a lot of us do get confused about is the split itself. Does it affect the video? Let's say you did some edits, you inserted a split where you didn't want it to be, and you already saved your video. it's not going to affect the video play. And by that, what I mean, when it goes over the split part, you'll see your video continues to play as a solid piece. And watch this, there's no damage to the video itself. Okay, it's just going to go over the split. The only time there's going to be like a separation or a lost part of the video is if you delete part of the video. And speaking of that, if you want to cut out a part of your video or delete a part of the video, just like how we inserted a split, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to undo this split here. And now let's say I want to delete from here to maybe somewhere around here. I'll tap on my video timeline. These are going to show up. I'll press split. This is going to insert my split as to the beginning part of the video clip I want to remove. Then I'll bring it over to the part that I want to remove, the end part of where I want to remove. I'll add a split. And when I do this, I'll now have two splits. With these two splits here, I can tap between it. You'll notice it highlighted around this part here. These will pop up. And when you press delete, that's going to simply cut out or delete that video part that I don't want. So that works the same as cut or delete. And it's a far more convenient way of doing this, so you get a better view of your video that you're editing instead of going here. And again, you can use the undo option to any mistakes you have made before saving it. Now let's get on to the next part, which is music. Yes, you can use music. You got featured here. You have these here that are available. However, these may lead to copyright, so be careful which ones you use. If you go to where it says My Music, I'm not going to tap on that because you'll see songs in there that you might be like, dude. But when you go there, it'll give you a list of all the song files you have on your device, on your phone that's saved, okay? And you can choose from that, make sure it's not a copyright song, and use it on your video. And then you got effects, sound effects. You can choose from one of these sound effects. Some of them may say copyright. Don't use it if it does say that. But let's say I want to add something like a clapping sound effect here. So, okay. So once it's all set, I can press use and it gives us a preview of what to do with it. And then you'll see that it appears here. This is sound effects here. I can have this sound effect play like this. Okay, I can tap on it, I can trim it, trim the length of it. I can also have this here, the volume here. I can adjust the volume of it. Okay, that's sound effects. And of course you can delete that. Now let's say I want to add a song as a video intro song here. I'll go ahead and use one of their songs. Hopefully this video doesn't get a copyright. So we're going to feature it here and maybe Sweet Dreams. Let's see. Okay, see, so it does already kind of say to please be sure that you state that you're using their song. Okay, so just be careful with that. Let's see, this will do the same. All right, so these are not free. Let's see if I could get one that's free. Hold on. Okay, so due to copyright, I couldn't show this part here, but once you inserted a song, it's gonna appear like this on your video, this yellow-orange part here. Now, if you wanna simply make a video with the song playing all the way to the very end, you can tap on the audio clip here and you can split it, delete the end part, and then you can tap back here again, lower the volume of this song here, and then you can also have it fade out, fade in by tapping here. Okay, so it'll start with a fade in effect and then a fade out effect on your video, and you can save it as that. Now, if maybe you want to make this audio clip as a video intro song here, you'll just bring it to the part where you want it to be. Let's say the first 5 seconds is going to be your audio playing. You'll tap here again and then split, delete this part. You'll have this little piece here. You can come back and tap on it. And then you're going to make this part here fade in and fade out. And when you start your video, it's going to have this song. All right, so notice it started with a fade in and a fade out. And of course, you can go ahead and just remove that if you don't want that. All right, so that was music here, all of that stuff here. And then now we have filters. Filters will allow you to adjust the colors of your video, sharpen it. So these are presets, but if you go to adjust, this is going to give you more control over what you're doing. So maybe your video is kind of dark. You can increase the brightness by going here. Same with the contrast, the tint, the saturation. Maybe colors are standing out too much. You can lower that down. Highlight, fade, shadow. If there's too much shadow in the area, you can bring that up. color, the hue, and sharpen. Sharpen is one of the best tools in the adjust section, because if your video is kind of sort of blurry, you can sharpen it with this here, all right? And of course, whatever you do, you can save it by pressing a check mark. And also this tab here, when you hold it down, it's gonna give you a view of what your video originally looked like and after the edit. So I'll make it brighter just to give you an idea of how this works. Notice how bright it is now. And when I tap here, this is how the original looks. When I release it, it's like that, okay? And just like every other edit, if you made some edits with the filter, you can undo whatever it is that you don't want to save. Now we got effects. We'll move over to the effects here. Once again, the ones that says Pro, these are not free. You'll have to pay for it. And you don't really need to pay for anything because this thing has plenty of free cool effects, all right? And you can just browse through here. I'll just give you an example of one of them, all right? So we'll go with the glitch one here, or the VHS one here. And basically to add an effect, you'll start by long pressing it, and it's gonna play on your video like that there. And once you release it, you can press the check mark here, and you'll be able to edit this effect. I did a more detailed tutorial on this here. You can long press it and place it to somewhere else on your video. Or if you want to expand it, let's say you want to add more of this effect on a certain part of your video, you can pull on the tab here so it can play with a longer duration on your video. So you'll have something like this here, or whatever effect you have decided to use. You can go with the replace it or delete it, or if you've made some edits on this particular video effect, you can simply copy it and you'll have a next one that you can long press and bring it over to another part of your video. Okay, so just delete that. I'll just undo all that here. I'm gonna go ahead and remove all the effects now so you have an idea of how to add effects, all right? Next up, the text. Text may sound simple, but they do play a huge role in our videos. So once you're ready, just go ahead and just put in the word you want to. I'll just go with the word text. Once you've inserted your text, it will show up like this here. You can expand it. You can bring it wherever you want it to be. You can also make a copy of it here, and you can go back to edit or access the edit from here, or tapping on it by the timeline area. If you inserted a text section, usually they will last about 4 seconds long, but you can choose to expand it. If you want to play it longer, you can do that, or have it play across your entire video. Tap on this tab here and press video N, okay? But let me just show you something else with the text here. Once you tap on it, you have the edit option. You can go back to edit anything. You can choose font styles here. And you can also get some free ones by going here. It'll take you to the store area. The ones that are free to unlock, you'll just have to play an ad, wait for it to play, and you will have it for free, okay? So not a bad idea, right? Then other than that, you can change the color of your text. So mine is currently set to black. I'll set it to orange. You can change the label, which is the blue background of the text, to something else. And again, it's up to you to make that decision, all right? Then you got the border, which will be the sort of outline of the text. You can adjust the thickness of it. Notice how that changed here. And then a shadow effect if you wanted that as well, okay? So you can add that, adjust the X and Y there. You'll notice how that shadow effect there. And if you don't want, you can just tap on that. That'll remove it. Same with the borders. You don't want any borders. Tap here. That's going to remove it. Now, aside all the color edits, while here, you'll see this star here. This is going to give you a sort of animation for your text, how they appear on your video. So if you want them to appear somewhere like from the left to right, you can choose this one here, and also adjust the speed as to how fast it will appear in your video. You can have it enter and exit with an animation by in to enter and then out to exit, okay? And you can come back here and make these changes. And finally, this part here, you can adjust the space between the text. If you have two lines, let's just say I have a second line of words here, and I come back here, I can adjust the space between the two words, okay? And then the transparency level here. And you got these here, make it bold, italic, underlined, or this here, all caps, all right? Lots of features, my friends, lots of it, all free. And of course, that's that. So let's delete that and move on to the next part. Next up, we got stickers. Stickers is a really interesting one, as you can choose to browse through the GIFs here. These stickers here, totally up to you. Emojis, all of that stuff here. And in this section here, you can go ahead and browse through the tabs provided here. All of that stuff here, they're free, but just don't use something that has someone else's content, okay? For example, you don't want to use like her or her because she might be part of another channel or something, and then she'll claim copyright. You don't want any of that stuff, okay? But you can choose to search for something in particular, whether it's stickers or GIFs here, or a particular text, all right? And you can just search for it. And of course, like let's say I want a fancy like sticker here. I'll look for like, and you got all of these here. You can use that and you can add it. And the same with text. You can choose to adjust the length of how they play. You can give it an animation as to how they appear in your video, fade in, fade out, all of that stuff. Same thing with that, okay? And then you got the flip. Let's say your sticker is facing this way. You'll go over here to flip, and then it'll face the other way around if you wanted that, okay? So we'll just leave it at that, and you can delete it if ever. Now the best and the most powerful part of this video editor, which is the PIP, picture in picture. When you tap on this here, it'll take you to your files again. And from here, you can choose to insert either a video, a photo as an overlay. And I'll just go ahead and squeeze a short video here just so you guys see how this works. I'll tap on this one here. The video has now been inserted. It's gonna appear here to the top. I can shrink this video. I can have it up here anywhere I want it to be. And then I can play two of my videos at the same time, okay? So I'll have this video here playing, and this is just a tip of the iceberg of what this can do, okay? You can also have this video appear with an animation like this here. When it starts playing in that video itself, you got chroma, your mask tool, delete it. You can crop that inserted video. You can blend it in with your main video, okay? But I'll remove this video here, and I'm gonna select one that will give us a better idea of how chroma, mask, and blend will work, okay? So let's go ahead and delete that there. Now I'm gonna add another one by going to PIP. So we'll first talk about using chroma. We'll go to material here, and this is where the green screen effects works in our favor. We'll go here, and let's say I wanna use one of these green screen effects here. All right, so I'll go with this one here since my video is currently in the horizontal format, okay? When this is inserted here, I can choose to have this here, this video here. Okay, I'll have it fit the entire video. And while working with these tools here, starting with chroma, chroma is gonna work great for green screen effect. And by moving this here, you'll notice how it selected all the green. I'll adjust the strength here. And what's gonna happen now is instead of the green there playing, we'll have our video here, and we're able to see another sort of video playing like an overlay without the green screen effect. And this calls for lots and lots of creativity, okay? So I'll delete this one here. And next up, we'll just talk about mask, how mask can work. Mask is kind of similar to cropping. And I'll add this video once again. I will fill up the entire video frame by going with fill here. And when I go back to mask, mask will allow me to separate it with a line like this here. This is actually two different videos. I can rotate this line and have a sort of split screen play here, or the mirror effect where I have another video like this here. Hold on a second. Let me give you a better video to give you an idea of how this works, okay? I want something that stands out there, okay? So I'll go with this video here, okay? And you can see this video, it's gonna be like that. We'll go to mask, and if I want, I can have it like this, a circle, or perhaps a square, a heart shape. And let's say I go with the heart shape. I can have the faded sides like that. And then you'll have this here like that. I did a better tutorial on blending videos using mask and creating split screens. Check that out. You'll see what I'm talking about here. So I'll continue like this here. And this video is going to be playing while it's like that in this format. So that was just to give you an idea of how mask will work. Once again, check out my tutorial on that to see a better idea. Now we'll go ahead and try out blend. And to do this, we'll go with material, and we will go with this section here. So I'll find one that is more of a horizontal video. So I'll go with this one here. You'll wait for it and then select it. This is going to be like flames on my video, right? So blend is going to make it blend with the other video. Once again, once this is selected, I'll head over to fill that'll fill up the entire video frame. And I'll have a video that looks like this here with the fire playing in the background or on top of it, okay? Now with blend, you can adjust the transparency of this and the color presentation for us. And blend also works in other ways. Again, check out my tutorial on how this works here. So normal, you'll see, normally this is how it would look. This is how the fire video looks. But with using blend, like say I go to darken, filter, overlay, and overlay usually kind of gives it that clear blend, okay? So now our video will have this here, and that's what blend does, all right? And if this video, you want this particular video to play across your entire video, when you have it selected and you made your adjustments, just go over to the part that says duplicate. Duplicate will have it appear right after the first one. So you see that? And by doing this, now I'll have this flame video overlay play on my entire video. This is where this editor becomes so powerful, all right? And again, you can undo any mistakes, anything that you don't want. And I'll just remove this here. And that's it for now for the PIP. But we'll now head over to speed. Speed, basically on YouCut, they haven't had an update where you can curve the speed, but InShot has that. But you can just basically adjust the speed of how fast your video plays, whether it's going to play super fast, notice the total time has changed, or you can make it play super slow, under or behind the 1. Here, notice your video is going to be longer now, and the play of the video is going to be in a sort of slow motion, all right? And again, you can undo this if ever, okay? Now, other than that, you have your background here, which you can change the ratio of your video. Now, if you want to change the overall aspect ratio of your video, you can go with these presets here. Notice how it changes. This is YouTube. Say you want this video to be on TikTok or a vertical format for YouTube Shorts. You can do this here, and you can zoom in like that and focus on the content, save your video, and it will appear in that vertical format or Reels format, and you can save it as that. With the color here, instead of leaving this sort of blur here, you can add these colors here if you wanted to, and perhaps put a text, maybe something that says, check me out here. And same thing with the background, just instead it's gonna be like images, okay? So yeah, and you can have fun with that, all right? So, and if you save it, your video will now be in this vertical format with this appearing like this here. Once again, undo anything that you don't want. Next up, record. Record is basically being able to record your voice, and with the latest updates, you can also change your voice. So I'll go ahead and record something here quickly for you. Record. This is just a video test to see how the record tool works on YouCut Editor. Okay, and once you've done, if you don't want this last recorded piece, press delete. If you want to save it, you can mark it and it'll save it for you. You can also tap on it to delete it if you don't want it. Now, other than all of that here, you can trim it from here by adjusting these tabs. Same thing again, you can press a split, and remove the part that you don't want. And on top of that, you can adjust the volume. So you recorded it, but it's too loud, you can adjust the volume for that. You also can have it fade in and fade out. But the cool new part is the voice changer. Listen to my voice now. This is just a video test to see how the record tool works. Okay, but if you want to sound different, head over to the voice changer. Once again, make sure you select the audio clip and you'll notice these appear. Go to voice changer and you can choose one of these.
This is just a video test.
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 So whether you want to sound like a robot or something else, you'll go with the voice changer and you'll have
to see how the record tool works.
All right, and once you're done, that's how it's gonna be saved as, and that's gonna be part of your video. You can long press it, bring it over to another part of your video, or if you want this same audio edited clip, you can tap on it and go with copy. It's gonna create a next one for you, and you can take this same copy and bring it to another part of your video, okay? And once again, I've done some in-depth tutorials on how to use these features here. I'll delete this here and let's move on to the volume part. Volume part basically is the same as bringing up the volume, increasing your volume of your video, or just mute it or bring it there like that, okay? And it's the same as here. This mutes your video and then this unmutes your video, okay? Then we have rotate, which basically, let's say you recorded your video and it was like this way here. You uploaded your video to YouCut and it's like this here, but you want it horizontal because that's how you recorded it. So you'll just keep rotating it until you get it to the part you want it to be. That's rotate. Flip, if your video is starting, like let's say from the left side, watch my hand. You see my hands appearing here, right? When you flip it, my hands are now on this side. That's what flip does. If you want to crop your video, you'll tap here and you can go ahead and adjust these corner tabs here to crop it or go with the presets. Okay, this is for YouTube. This is for TikTok format or the vertical format. But I would always recommend using the free because you can freely crop off the corners or the parts that you don't want. Okay, and just be sure to press the check mark. And that's pretty much it. Once again, I've done some in-depth tutorials on just about every feature here or anything that you might have misunderstood. Let me know in the comments section. There is some more stuff here. Also, let me show you the keyframe. Keyframe is very powerful. Keyframe, you get access to keyframe when you add a text or sticker. I'll add a sticker now here. I'll go with this one here, oh my God. And what I can do is have the sticker here move around freely with this icon here. And I'll show you how this works. I'll bring it to the very beginning. I'll play this to the, but maybe not to the end, all right? You're gonna hear noise in the background. I do apologize for that. Okay, so I'm gonna have this sticker move from different points on its own. And in order to do this, I'll go with keyframes. So to start, wherever it is here, we'll press on keyframe and we'll have our first point. You'll see that diamond piece here. When I move the timeline, I'll move the sticker to the next part I want it to appear. When I release it, you'll see a next diamond here. Then I'll move my timeline again. And then I'll move my sticker to the next part I want it to move. Then I'll do it again. I'll bring it over. I'll have it appear here. And I'll keep doing this until I reach to exactly how I want this moving around, okay? Okay? And I'll bring this here like that, okay? Now I'll start from the beginning and now you'll see after inserting my keyframe points, you'll see how the sticker is moving around on its own. You can do this with text or any GIFs inserted. And that's how that works, okay? If you made a mistake with any of the keyframe points, every time this bar here reaches over a diamond keyframe point, it'll highlight in orange. You'll notice this becomes a minus. When you tap on that, that's gonna remove that last or middle inserted keyframe point. And that's that, my friends. Hopefully you learned something about the YouCut Video Editor app. I really do like this app. Again, it's a free video editor from the Play Store, no watermark. Use it to your advantage and start creating videos. Like, sub, and thanks for watching.